Hi there. Had a nice peaceful setting I chose for my background today. Hey, I'm Ron Price, and I chose that because, like you, I'm not experiencing a lot of peace these days. Just as we think COVID-19 is coming to a close and life might get back to some form of normalcy, we have this horrible situation with George Floyd and the ensuing racial unrest. And I just wanted to add my thoughts to that my heart goes out to the family, as I'm sure does yours. Couple of points I want to make. One is that don't get too carried away with the unrest, the looting, the vandalism, the destruction that's going on. Folks, that's wrong. We can debate that if you want, but that's just wrong. But I'm also convinced that it's being spurred on, it's being agitated, it's being contributed to, if not caused, by folks that have an agenda, that want civil unrest in this country. And I'm not here to talk about that today. I'm here to talk a little bit about racism, why I think it exists. And folks, it's universal. Don't try to tell me that there's not a lick of prejudice or bias within you. Now, maybe you're fortunate enough that you grew up in a very multi-ethnic, multicultural environment, that you're totally at peace with everyone on the planet. God bless you. That's wonderful. Most of us not that way. But part of the reason, I think, it goes back to a Bible verse, if you will. And even if you're not a follower of Christ and don't appreciate the Bible, you know this verse. It says, you shall love your neighbor as you love yourself. Well, folks, that's the problem. We do tend to love others the way we love ourselves, and most of us don't. Think real quickly, how many people in your life are totally comfortable in their own skin? Doesn't matter where they are, what they're doing, they're at peace with themselves. Boy, if you can name more than a handful of people, you're fortunate. You're fortunate. And if you're one of those people, you are very fortunate. Most of us, all our lives, hear that negative, self-defeating voice in our minds, putting us down, making us think we're just not worth very much. We're not very valuable. Well, folks, if I'm not at peace with myself, I can't be at peace with you. If I don't love and accept myself, I can't love and accept you. And I think that's the challenge that our country is facing. That we're at odds with anybody who's different than we are. Because again, if I'm not at peace with myself and you're different than I am, then you're a threat. Just automatically, not for any good reasons, none that I can think of, but you're a threat. So here's my challenge. Accept yourself. Realize you're not perfect. We already know that. You don't have to pretend anymore. Accept yourself. Yes, you've got good points. Yes, you've got some less than flattering components about yourself. That's okay. Read Brené Brown's Daring Greatly. Learn to embrace your vulnerability, because once you do that, you can accept others who are no more perfect than you are. Folks, love your neighbor as you love yourself, but please make sure you love yourself first. Make sure that you're at peace with yourself. And if you need help to do that, okay, no shame. I can even help you. Get a hold of me. I'll give you some tips. But folks, we gotta figure out ways to get along. We are all God's children. We are all different from each other. And we can't let that divide us as a nation, because we'll all go down. So please do your part to fight racism. It's just wrong. And it typically comes from a very insecure person. You don't like me saying that? Talk to me. Explain how I'm wrong. But if we can be more secure with who we are, more accepting of who we are, more loving and tolerant of ourselves, then by definition, we're going to be more loving, tolerant, accepting of others. You think? I'd love to know what you think. Leave your comments below if you'd like, or email me, ron@playniceinyoursandbox.com, or comment on this video. Let's start a dialogue. But folks, we got to do our part to end racism. And I think it begins with loving and accepting ourselves first, to free us up to love and accept others. See you next time.